What's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 4. I don't know why I just did that, but it's day 4 of Unapologetically Black and Fast. Not only is it day 4, we're also in year 4 of this event. We've been having a fantastic time all weekend and into today, but unfortunately it is the last day, but don't get too sad. We got tons of fun runs ahead of you today. As we've been breaking barriers and redefining expectations, we've also been celebrating Black joy and having a wonderful Black History Month. Coming up first, we have the one and only, the legendary, Pleasantly Twisted, here to play an archipelago run of Timespinner. PT, take it away.
Putting down my teacup, but I promise I am here. Hi, everybody. Yes, it is I, the headmistress, the queen of UBAF and Juneteenth, and all things that are like, honestly speaking, Black shows on Hotfix, Pleasantly Twisted. And yes, I'm going to be doing a Timespinner randomizer on a lovely little platform called Archipelago. If you were here for the holiday party, you saw me do some of this and you saw that chaos was had because we did a multi-world seed. I am doing a seed by myself today, so it will be a, we'll say a little bit more controlled, a little bit more not chaotic, but nonetheless, it is still a randomizer. So the randomizer is going to do what it wants to do. Shout outs to the Swarm for bringing in our randomizer of Castlevania yesterday. And then also to Nastani for the Blackout Bingo on Scooby-Doo, but also to Silenza and Danimal for Life for the randomizer of Kingdom Hearts. You've seen a lot of randomizers this year, and it's kind of exciting. I love randomizers. I absolutely adore them. So what we're going to be doing today is called a quick seed, and I'll talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to say it's going to start as soon as I hit normal mode and you hit the loading screen. So we will count down in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh, I was right. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, like I said, this is running on what's called Archipelago. And Archipelago is a nice little platform that will let you change up your game and just toss around everything in it so that you can play the game with a fresh coat of paint. So this randomizer already has started off a little bit nice because we're starting with the Iron Orb, which is actually one of my favorite weapons in the game, mostly because it hit real hard. We also just got the Infernal Flame spell, which is going to be really useful for something that we're going to be doing a little bit later. It's not necessarily great, but again, there's going to be something that comes up that we're going to need that for. So for those of you who have never seen Timespinner, Timespinner is a game about, as you would expect, time travel. You start out on your birthday and everything is great until it's not, because you get invaded immediately after. Your mom throws you into a time spinner and says, hey, you got to get out of here because things are bad. You are yeeted to a different point in the world, and then your adventure begins. I am doing what's called a quick seed, which is why I'm able to dash right away. What I have on is called a Talaria attachment. This is something that you can adjust in Archipelago itself to make sure that you can do, obviously, a quick seed. The reason you would do something like this is because on a normal day, ooh, that's actually something I need to put on. On a normal day, if you do a regular seed, you'd be walking at this regular, like, not so great speed here. But with Talaria attachment, we zoom in because it's GDQ, so of course we're zooming. These vines right here are extremely important because, as you can see, I can't get through them. There's a couple of glitchy tricks that you can do to get through them. Ooh, a security card is actually really nice because that's less nonsense I have to deal with. But again, we're going to get to that when we do some time traveling. So you just got yeeted into some place you're not aware of. You know that things got invaded. It's supposed to be your birthday, so all in all, your birthday kind of sucks. We're going to go through and just kill some stuff as we're moving along because this is running on a leveling system. So I will need some XPs in order to get the things done that I need to get done for killing bosses and moving along. Another thing that's nice about this is in Archipelago, you can turn on a thing called, I forget what it's actually called, but it lets you access a thing called Twin Pyramids early. And so I'm going to grab that right here. It's going to be nice and set up as soon as I get rid of these guys. And what this does, it'll allow you to actually time travel between spaces. If you don't have the Twin Pyramids, then you actually can't navigate as well as you can. This is something that you can, again, turn off and on. And if you don't have them, oh, thank God I got my level up. If you don't have them, it gets really rough because you're traveling on foot for a lot of it. Now, for people who played the vanilla game, they'll be able to attest to the fact that right there, you're supposed to have what's called your time spinner wheel. Your time spinner wheel is what allows you to stop time. And I actually reloaded this on purpose so I can get a little bit more XP before I go back upstairs. Because I have a teleport that I have to go to since I don't have my wheel to stop time. So we are going to back up a little bit. I'm going to kill some of this stuff, probably not all of it. I'll try to zoom through as much of it as I can. I have on a decent enough crown that I can damage boost through most of these nerds, or they can just completely suck at their job and miss me. Anytime you touch a save point, it'll always give you free health refill. So if you're feeling low on health, then you don't have to worry about it. As you can see here, we have another set of vines blocking us from a box. That's okay. We'll take care of those in a little bit. So whenever you walk into a room that looks like this, it'll allow you to time travel by pushing up. Now, normally, like I said, you would have the wheel and you would have a different progression path. So we are already breaking the game a little bit because we're going out of order for what we're supposed to be doing. You would have to go through, do some time travel, manipulate enemies in order to maneuver around. And then after that, you would have to go do your first boss. Another nice little feature of Archipelago here that I enjoy a great deal, actually, is being able to randomize your bosses. I almost always play the randomizer with my bosses mixed up because it's just more exciting. I have a second key card, which is great. I think that's actually boo-boo. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. And as you're progressing through, I gotta make this jump. All right, we made it. I don't care what you're saying, Linnaeus. So as we're progressing through, I'm gonna actually back up on purpose so that I can go kill the first boss because I wanna see who is gonna be pulled from the pool of bosses. And then we can kind of start just thinking about what bosses are we gonna be dealing with in the grand scheme of things. Let's see, that's an economizer ring.
Cute dog alert.
New dog alert. Oh, yes.
There was a cute dog right up here.
Oh, yes, there is a cute... Oh, wait, it changed.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
We were robbed of the doggery.
I'm sorry. Shut up. I'm sorry about that, but there was a dog there. So this is a room that actually is a Kickstarter room because like some of the games we've seen on Hotfix before, this was a Kickstarter game. Here's your doggo. There was 2 doggos.
Hey, it's a new dog.
There was 2 dogs. We got double doggo alert. We love that for us. We love that. So I'm going to back up a little bit more because I want to try and clear out some of this room. And I'm going to try my best to get through... Oh, there's a room over there. As many areas as possible just to... Oh, this is the crow. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. We're going to try and go through as many areas as we can just to see what's available and what's not. And kind of as Swarm was talking about yesterday in his run, the entire premise of a randomizer is that you really are just in a spot where you have to know where you're going and know what you're getting into. And then that'll start kind of speaking to where you want to go next. So in this early area, because all I have is the twin pyramids, it's kind of, ouch, it's kind of rough to really travel around and see what all can we get into, what can we not. We're going to stay in the present for a little bit because we currently have no way to travel to the past. In order to travel to the past, you need what's called the Timespinner spindle and the wheel, and I have none of the above at the moment. So I'm going to actually purposely go back and fight the first boss now. There's going to be a cutscene I'm going to skip because all her cutscenes still play in order. Oh, actually, oh, there it is. And that will be the army that's coming in to check on you. So ironically, this is the final boss of the game in the position for the first boss, which means that he's going to be severely low in health and all his damage. This is, again, a setting that you could put in place for Archipelago, where you can randomize your bosses and you can also set them up to scale. That nerd's out of here. We don't care about him. So final boss of the game is dead. I will be purposely killing bosses so that I can get some XP more than anything. Once we're kind of moving along and doing more stuff, I will be a little bit more lenient on it. But for the most part, I am going to still try and go around and beat up people because I need to level up. Because when I get to the end of the game officially, I try to be at least in my 20s. And if I play my cards correctly, we should ideally be about level 22, give or take. Actually, I am going to go ahead and bamf over there.
I think many of us want to try to be in their 20s.
You know, I haven't been in my 20s in a long time, and I'm very sad about it the more I think about it. Although I will say, in my current age, I have been able to do a lot more fun stuff that I was not able to do in my 20s. Because I have what the kids call one of those big kid jobs, I guess. And so I go do things like stab myself with a lot of needles and get ink and try not to think about how itchy my arm is during this run.
Oh, you got something new too, didn't you?
I did. I got some fresh ink. It's on my left arm.
Fresh ink.
I have fresh ink, but I can't show it right now because I have to zoom. The zooms are important. I'm actually going to go over here because I want to check something to talk about the goals of this run. Yes, Linnaeus, I know. You're just a zoom in. So we got another warp. So this room is important because these 3 bars determine what's going to be happening next. These are indicative by 3 bosses. Yes, you're talking to your bat bird thing. It's fine. And every time I kill one of the designated bosses, these will go down. A fun fact about this for people who are Archipelago enjoyers already and you're thinking about playing Timespinner, there is a new patch coming out very soon, TM, that is going to change that. So instead of having 3 bosses with bars, you can instead disable the bars with item pickups, which is going to be really, really exciting. Specifically because instead of having to go to the past and clear out the overwhelming majority of it, you now have the space and the luxury to say, you know, what if I just want to be a loot fiend? And you can complete it that way. Let's see what else we got here. So for the time being, I'm just going to kind of run around and clear out this entire area. I'm going to see if I can get some more cards, get some stuff moving, see if I can get some of my items for the Timespinner spindle and the wheel. Elevator card is actually really helpful because that means that a lot of my movement now has been hastened. Because as you would expect, I can access the elevators that are in this building. So here's a case in point right here. This now works. So instead of having to do all this by foot, we're just going to go ahead and traverse each floor using that guy. Angry Roomba is one of my favorite enemies. He makes no sense to me whatsoever, and he just kind of flies at you and swings his arms. I'm going to see if I can get him to do it here in a second. I got to get another Angry Roomba. All right, actually I'm going to put on the Sprite because the Sprite does healing as you're like moving around, and it also will kick people in the face, which is very entertaining in my opinion. Water Mask is huge because now I can go anywhere that has water. If I didn't have that, I would just tread water on top. Now I will actually be able to dive underneath and go swimming and such, which is more than I can do in real life because I'm a pretty pathetic swimmer in real life. I'm not going to put that on. I think we're fine without that. I'm going to kill that guy because he's there and he's a nerd. And now we're going to go back up. And we have our C key card. So ignore the eyeball scooters. I'm not quite sure what to refer to them besides eyeball scooters. They're just there. They're kind of hanging out and vibing, and it's not a good thing. Toss that on. I'm going to see if I can get the room, but there it is. He's just a little guy. He's trying his best, trying to clean. And you just kind of murder him because he's weak against the iron orb. If he wasn't weak to the iron orb, maybe he would have a better time.
What was the item you said that lets you dive in water?
That would be the water mask. So there's a couple.
Water mask.
It's a water mask. So there's a couple of key items that I'll need in order to get around better. And then there's the items that I need in order to be in go mode. These freaking eyeball dudes. I don't think Trendy Jacket is better. It's not. So the items that I need for traversal are going to be the water mask, which I just picked up, along with a gas mask. There's a segment of the game later on where everything is going to have low oxygen. And if I don't have that gas mask, when my oxygen bar empties, I will start losing health because that's the way that not having oxygen works is without breathing, you die. So, you know, need that a little bit. Oh, this guy hit me. All right.
My whole family just collectively rolled their eyes at gas masks. I've been wanting one for years.
Oh, no.
I'm not so much like a prepper or survivalist, but I just feel like having like a pocket gas mask is kind of necessary.
Hold on. That is such a specific phrasing to say too. A pocket gas mask. This is my backup gas mask, just in case, you know, I need some air right quick.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about that. I have feelings about that, Mello.
I feel like you just never know. There's gonna come a day where you're like, wish I had a gas mask right now.
I don't.
If you don't have it beforehand,
I don't.
And what are you gonna do?
I don't know how much I agree with this. There's
air pollution. There's like, you know, smokiness with fires and obviously other things. That's my cap for not having other things.
Oh my God, I hate it. That's like when I say and more on stuff because I'm like, how do I explain to the class that I'm running out of words and more? So you just saw that there was a door I skipped that said A. Transparently, I will be skipping any and all instances of A doors because A doors suck, and I will not be taking questions on the conversation piece. They're just sad, they're anger-inducing, and they're also purposely set up to be activated later in game. So if I went to the A door that I just passed, there's a bunch of eyeball bros that have lasers, and oh God, they're terrible. Because I have 153 health, they probably off rip take something like 60 HP per hit. So we're not visiting them. That's just not a thing that's on the agenda. We're not visiting them because they're god awful and abysmal. Is it faster for me to do? No, I'm just gonna go ahead and run. I have plenty of time and it's still early in the run. There's an elevator down below me that I'm not gonna activate just yet because I want to make sure that I am clearing out a bunch of stuff before I have to go downstairs. Technically speaking, if I go downstairs, there's another save point. I knew that was over there. There's another save point and there is a new area. And I kind of don't want to go in that area, very, very honestly, because it is intended to be done a little bit later in the game. And it can get very scary very quickly. Extremely quickly, actually. Okay, we don't want any of these. Y'all can get out of my face. Oh God, Roomba. There's a Roomba there. Sorry. I just forgot that Roomba was there, so I was just like, huh. Were you about to say something, Mello?
No, I was still thinking about the water mask and the gas mask. Are there other masks in the game? Like, do those spiders have laser masks so you can get anything like that?
No, there are not additional masks in the game, but I do need to talk about this really fast. So this is the Golden Idol. This is actually one of the mandatory bosses in the game that you have to kill. However, because this is a randomizer, he is just in the wrong location. This will not proc as a mandatory boss kill. So he's just here vibing. He's here super early. He's not supposed to be here right now. And as a result, we're just going to bully him with our Iron Orb.
He does kind of look like a mask to me, though, just saying.
Well, he's dead now, so he's a broken mask. So the golden idols are very important because this is the actual room that you're supposed to be in. The boss is supposed to be here. It looks like this weird eyeball, fleshy meat thing. We don't talk about him. It's very weird. But the golden idol is very important because they are one of the 3 main bosses that when you're in the correct logic, you would have to kill in order to get rid of a barrier on that big door we saw. So now we're actually in a little bit of a problem area because I think I will have to go downstairs. And I don't particularly fancy that. So we're going to do some preparation before we go downstairs. I think I'm in a scenario where I have to go downstairs. So I'm going to go down to what is lovingly called the Caves of Banishment. And this is going to be a little bit scary because everything here is intended to be done a little bit later in the game. Everything's down here, not everything, but a good chunk of stuff down here is going to be able to cause poison, which is going to be terrifying. Oh, I messed up. How much money do I have? I have plenty of money. Let's buy a couple of warp shards. We're actually going to do antidotes first because poison is actually terrifying. I'm going to grab some warp shards and then we're going to grab 1 biscuit just in case we get bodied down here.
Large amounts of butter.
Large amounts of butter. The most butteriest?
The butteriest?
Butter?
I don't know either.
That was butteriest? I think that's chat can confirm if I'm making up words. That's
lots and lots of butter.
It's tons of butter. If it doesn't have butter, then what is the point? Like, seriously. Same applies for sugar cookies, and I stand firm on that. If your sugar cookie isn't buttery, I don't want it. And I know someone out there is going to be like, but Vanessa, what about the ones with the frosting? I'm going to say the controversial take. The ones with the frosting suck. The cake...
I'm not even going to... When it comes to baking, I just believe you're right. Because I can't. It's not my domain.
So this is the Sealed Caves. In the past, it's called the Caves of Banishment. I'm going to grab some extra money, again, just in case I get bodied. These blobs here are pretty scary. These are sirens. This is my first favorite factoid of the game. So Timespinner as a game is extremely gay. Your character canonically is bisexual. And as a result, whenever you come up on sirens, if you pay attention to their models, you'll see sometimes they're male and sometimes they're female. That is because you are drawn to the gender that you're attracted to. And because Lanisa says, why not both? You get both. So these are scary. Oh God, okay. These guys are scary because if you touch them, they poison you. I'm going to damage boost through most of it. And the poison tick hangs out for a bit, unfortunately. I'm actually going to go ahead and clear that because down here it gets really gross too. So those shoot little things, I will take the 15 instead of whatever this was going to be. I'm going to have to hit this one. Yeah, that's 20 damage. There is nothing over there with that nerd, so I'm going to let him kind of chill. God, this is terrifying. I'm gonna take both of those hits. I'm gonna eat my biscuit. Because like I said,
biscuit time.
Yeah, biscuit. And we're healthy again. So like I said, down here, you're technically not supposed to be down here for a while. Gonna duck it. God, I'm so good at this game. Okay. But these guys, as you can see, hit kind of like a truck. The other nice side to it, the very bonus caveat is, there's my wheel. All right, it was worth. The entire fear moment was worth it. We got the wheel, which means I can now manipulate time. Oh, which I can actually make everyone see. So let's open this, open this. Ooh, max health is huge. And we're Gucci. So I am going to use a warp shard because I don't want to walk back through there. And now, because I have my wheel and my spindle, we are going to go to the left a little bit. And we are going to go up to the Timespinner room. I actually walked in there very briefly and I just didn't call it out, but we're going to get to see it again. That was horrific, actually. I don't want to have to be in that scenario again because, like I said, down there is scary and it's early. So all of those were taking 20 a pop and those poison ticks get really gross. When we get into the past, the poison ticks won't be nearly as bad, so I'll probably be less likely to clear them. So we just walked into the Timespinner room, and now, in using the Timespinner, we thought we knew what we were doing. We do not. We have been yeeted into the past 1,000 years. So you remember how I said at the beginning that it was my birthday and we got invaded? Oh no, get out of here. Please? There we go. There we go. I am now in the past, and I can see why we got invaded on my birthday. And part of it is because something, a war is happening, something, control, all that good stuff. You know, your typical kind of like world domination flavor things. But because I'm 1,000 years in the past, the TLDR is that Linnaeus, which is the main character that I'm playing here, Miss Mamas that I'm running around with, she gets the brilliant idea, and I want everyone to put a pin in that she can now in the past fix it so that things don't happen. What do I want to do? Well, I have lots of options. I think I want to go to the left first. Yeah, we're going to go to the left first. So everything here is the 1,000 years young iteration of stuff you see later in the game, and I'm not even joking about that. When you get into a later section of the past, these guys will have armor. When you get into other areas in the present, they're going to have other fun things. But this is a good time to talk about the time-stopping mechanic and how I can stop time and stand on people's faces and make them into traversal objects, which is what I would have did at the beginning of the game if I had my wheel. I did not, but now I do, so life is better. I don't really care about that ring. It's kind of okay, I guess, but it's not anything exciting. Oh yeah, I'm poisoned. I guess that's important too, but it's not a bad tick, so I'll just let it keep going. All right, so before we got on this call today, I talked about my least liked quest in the game, and it is dealing with these, which is eels. Oh, okay. That's my light wall. I need that. I actually need that big time. So the eels are part of a side quest, and I'm going to complain about this every single time. If you're here for the Christmas party, I complained about it then too. The eels are part of a side quest that you need in order to make, I want to say it's actually unagi nigiri. It doesn't say unagi nigiri, but it's unagi nigiri. And the only way that you can get the eel meat is obviously by killing eels. First of all, these eels are terrifying to look at. That's like problem one. But then the second thing is you can only get the eel meat from their heads. So if you unfortunately kill them, oh, don't put me back in the water. Okay, you're gonna be like this. That's fine. It's a marathon, so you're gonna show out. That's fine. This is fine. There, now you're dead. Problem is solved. The unfortunate thing is if you kill an eel and it is head in geometry, you can't get the eel meat. And on top of that, the eel meat drop is pretty bad. It's pretty abysmal. Pretty abysmal.
The eel meat, would you say that it eludes you?
You're not going to do this to me today.
Sorry.
You're not sorry even a little bit.
I did it, and I have one more, and I'll save it for later, and then I'm done.
This is why I said you're not sorry, because you plan on doing it again. Oh, that's actually...
You know, I just got to have the element of surprise.
You're disgusting. I hate it.
I'm disgusting.
You're disgusting.
That was the other one.
No.
I said later and I did it now. Haha.
No, see, you're vile. I can't believe you did this. If you're new to watching me on Hotfix, this is a running gag. Everyone likes to attack me with puns because I don't like puns. Oh, but this is important. This is actually important. So I'm going to get rid of this chicken wing. Oh, thanks for the level up, homie. And so you see these vines. I'm going to set them on fire. Because when those vines disappear, in the present, that blocker that I had before also disappears. So there's 3 vines that are like that, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of them. Yep, there's a big bird. You're fine. All of you are fine.
Fire spitting bird?
Yeah, it spits fire. It's complicated. I'm not sure if we should talk about it. It's just the birds spit fire sometimes. They start out as tiny guys that can't fly, and then they grow up to spit fire.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I wish. Spitting, that would be a great ability to have in some situations.
I meant more metaphorically, but, you know, literally spitting fire would be sick, too.
I'm about to say, I kind of wish I could actually spit fire. I'm going to leave spitting fire metaphorically to you when you're hosting. How about that? Okay. That sounds fair? I think that sounds fair. I think that sounds fair. Oh, this is my next wheel. Sensational. So I have my spindle, my wheel. I have a spindle, a gear, and my wheel. So we're doing great so far. Oh, so this is supposed to be the bird, and instead this is Genza. Genza is a scientist, and she's terrible. Do I have anything? I do. We're going to switch over to blades right quick, because she just so happens to be weak against this. So we're going to take that bonus damage, because we love a good heckin' dang bonus damage. So the entire thing with Genza, this is actually a late game boss. This is close to the end of the game, when Genza is in the present and reveals to you that the final person of the game is someone that's related to you, which is very shocking, I know. No one's ever seen that happen in the story before. Genza is metamorphing into a visage of my mother in the attempt to shake me up. But Linnaeus is actually, like, queen word I can't say. I don't know if there's a replacement word for that. Mello, help me. What's the replacement word for the S word I can't say?
Some eel pun. I don't know.
It's not an eel pun. It doesn't even start with an S.
I'm lost.
Well, she's dead now, so it's fine. Or he's dead. Genza is a guy, but your mother clearly is not a guy. So they make the big reveal to you, and it's like, okay, cool. And one of my favorite things about Linnaeus as a character is that she's actually beast mode. She's beast mode. Because Genza makes the big reveal, and Linnaeus' response is literally to go, yeah, that tracks. I mean, I don't care, but that tracks. And she literally just goes about her day and is like, yeah, I'm still gonna go punch people in the mouth. So we could go back downstairs, but because I want to get some more stuff done, we're going to backtrack and we're gonna go swimming. We're gonna go swimming. So we just saved again. Everything respawns every time you're on here. Oh, I have on the wrong orbs. Apologies, everyone. I'm holding up your traffic. There we go.
Shout out to the water mask making this possible.
Exactly. Water mask says we don't swim, we don't tread water. We swim out here. We do swimming in these streets.
I torpedo through water. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
What do you mean it's embarrassing? You at least know how to swim.
So when I was a kid, I learned how to swim, and I wasn't as good as my sister. But I found a little trick, which is that every time you whip the arm out, right? You know how you like your face is down in the water, you gotta breathe.
Yeah.
If you just like flip onto your back and take your breath, and then keep the spin going and just spin through the water. It's a time spinner pun, didn't mean it.
Oh.
Then you torpedo and you go a lot faster. It looks awful, and it's really not that efficient, and it's hard on your body.
I just want you to know that I'm trying to visualize that, and my brain kind of hurts. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, because I just now envision like a person just constantly spinning through water nonstop, and I'm like, I don't know if that's how physics is supposed to work, actually.
I doubt it's actually faster, but I've always been a gamer, so I was looking for the exploits in real water, and I should just have listened to the person training me.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that. I forget the name of these enemies. I actually don't know the name of a lot of the enemies because I have cutesy names for all of them. Like, that's just a mushroom. I don't see a reason to give that an additional name. It's just a mushroom. But these guys just suck. because they can whip a nay-nay and they hurt and they're terrible. But on top of that, and you just saw it for a brief moment there, their head pieces can fall off. And when they fall off, they sit on the ground and they continue to whip a nay-nay. It's dreadful, actually. Like, they don't die when you break them. They're just like, no, I'm gonna keep hitting you. Let's see if I can do it this time. Nope, he died. Guess I won't show it off. He's a nerd anyway. I don't like him. So, I am actually doing something very, very silly. I have got rid of my 3 vines that required fire, so now I'm going to toss on light wall. And light wall is super important because shout outs to the Timespinner randomizer community for getting me hip to being able to do this and just using my spells to travel. This is something I don't want, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Also, shout outs to Swarm for being a god on his randomizer yesterday and being able to do most of it without checking the map. I check my map constantly because I forget where I'm going probably 95% of the time. I don't want those glasses.
I almost said shout outs to Swarm earlier too. Every time you're walking through those hallways, I can't tell if it's like 1,000 bugs in the background or a bunch of cars, but it keeps making me think of the Swarm. You know what I'm talking about?
I kind of do, I think.
I'll point it out next time.
Okay, please.
It looks like a bunch of bugs.
Okay. This is my...
It happens near the elevator, too.
This is my jackpot room. We call it the jackpot room because it has 4 boxes in here, so you have a chance of finding something you want, and you can see it coming up on the screen as much. And I have my tablet. I might have to use my tablet. I don't know just yet, but we're going to find out as we're going. I have a very deliberate kind of mapping that I use when I'm doing the randomizer. To give some people some insight for it, I like to try and do all the paths right away. 1, I have to kill bosses in here regardless. And then 2, if I get everything in the past and I don't find what I need, then that guarantees that what I need is definitely in the present. So kind of like a nice little process of elimination that we're doing here. And also just, it lets you see some of the game. Because if everything was like right away in one spot in the present, then it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. Alright, we should have another room coming up here. I think it's... Is it here? No, it's not here. It's just over here. This is my save, I think. Nope, I already have it, I think. I passed my hidden room. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping to get as good as Swarm one day where I don't have to refer to the map as often. So this is actually another setting that you could turn on in Archipelago. Actually, I'm going to take some time to talk about the settings, which is called Oculus Ring Always On. And the way that works is the Oculus Ring is what lets you see invisible walls like what I just did. I technically can't see them. Sometimes the geometry will give itself away. But for the most part, you are in a situation where if you know where they are, you can go ahead and get them. I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy. He's going to spit on me and that's fine. And he's going to stab me.
He looks so happy.
Oh, well, he's going to be dead here in a second. Why are you taking so long? I think I need actually more XP. That shouldn't have took as long as it did.
Just ruined his day.
He's fine. He's just taking a nap. It's a nap. You know that, right? It's just a nap. So let's see. We have another item that I need up here because I don't want to have to double back too much. And I have the ways to do it. Come down here. Well, I mean, I wanted you to do the leapy thing, but I guess that's fine too. Should be able to... Oh, nope, I'm stuck. Well, I guess I'll have to level up off of this dude's face. Can you get rid of this, please? Please? Thank you. We'll do it from down here. So the only thing about Light Wall that does get a little bit kind of squirrely, I just got a free MP refill. That's funny, I was about to bring up how that uses MP. So you can't just do that non-stop. You have to, you know... actually pay attention to your MP as you're using your light wall. See? Now we know how to game. We're good. We're good. We're doing better now. I am going to kill some more stuff, though, because my damage output is not where I want it, especially on the iron orb. So I want to... I don't think I can go this way. Yep, I need a gas mask. I need a gas mask. So we are going to go back upstairs, because the overwhelming majority of the left side is done. I am going to go... I'm actually going to teleport again. There's a better spot to go to. Now we're actually going to go super swimming. I kind of cheated. I cheated you out of your swimming. Now we're actually gonna go swimming. I'm sorry I lied to you. I don't want to make myself to be a liar. Am I gonna get eel meat? Nope. No eel meat. So you'll see as I'm going through the past that there's a lot of enemies that look like enemies I've dealt with already. And this is why I mentioned that there's the 1,000 Years Young iteration versus the present iteration. In the present, you don't see eels, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you see the eels in the present because a lot of the water that you have is gone. Goddess Brooch is not a useful item, but it does change my appearance into best outfit. So now we are swag. We enjoy that for us. But as you'll see down here, I'm going to see if I can get another one of those. This guy. These are in the present, and they're the ones that were shooting those little spikes that were killing me for like 20 damage. But now they're the much softer version. They aren't evolved enough to have spikes. And they're one-shottable, which we enjoy. Oh god, it's an eel. I gotta get out of here.
You might have talked about this before, but if the eel dies with
oh
its
my
head
god,
in the wall,
it's eel meat.
Oh,
It's actual eel meat. The curse has been broken. We got eel meat, y'all. It only took
and now if
12 randomizers. Go ahead, Mello.
if the eel, because it dropped from its head, so if its head had been like in a wall, you could have lost it, right?
Correct. Like that eel meat would have dropped, but it would have dropped in geometry, so you literally just get hit with a YOLO F it moment. That eel meat's just gone.
It was falling so slow too.
Oh my
What a
god.
heartbreak.
I feel like that needs to be clipped with the Final Fantasy fanfare over it because I don't think I've seen eel meat in 84 years. So yeah, in this case, if eel meat would have spawned, you'd have no idea because it just would be in the ground. I have to double check if I do like another vanilla playthrough at some point and see if it'll actually, if you do it like in a wall, like, okay, that's not helpful. Like if you do it in a wall like here, if it'll fall from like above and then go through and then come out the bottom. I don't recall if that's a thing that happens, but the fact of the matter is the drop rate is low and it makes me depressed. And we have done lots of swimming. So now I'm gonna go up and just do some quick cleanup on this upper area. Hey, I need your face. Thanks, homie. And we're gonna go grab these last couple of bits and then we're gonna go to the right side, which is gonna be the castle. Let's see. Nope, don't do that. Another nice thing about this is if you want to keep track of how you're doing, I have a timer in my file. So right now we've been going for about 35 minutes, which is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Having a good chunk of the pass done that fast is not something to be upset about. Oh no, they took my shield. I love these little guys more than anything, and I honestly, deep down in my spirit, feel a little sad when I have to kill them. Because I just think they're super cute. Sorry, Big Bird. Bye, Big Bird. All right, we've got, I think, one more thing over here. See, I feel bad. I don't want to actually beat them up because I just think they're adorable, but they also give me delicious XP that I need. I don't think that's better. Yeah, I still have on the best coat that I can right now. I know, you're gonna be here. So there's a couple of items that I'm picking up as well that are all for side quests besides the eel meat. There's a bunch of side quests that you could do in the past in particular. I think I'm done with this side. I am done with this side. We are going to Warp Shard again. And now I want to go to the... Let's go back to where we actually meet our homies. There's herbs, there's a plasma bag that I picked up, and there's a couple of others where like they're all for side quests. These are all NPCs that give you things and stuff to do, but we are unfortunately ignoring them. But there's a lot of story and lore around them, and plus everyone there is also overwhelmingly gay. This is a very gay game. If you need a game that affirms your queerness, please play Timespinner. I'm begging you. Please play Timespinner. Play it because it's fun. Also play it because it's gay. Get this fruit bat out of here. So I think I said I wanted to talk about some of the things you can do in Archipelago, just in general. So we've seen, hey, gas mask. We can go downstairs now. Sensational. You can change up your orbs. That's by default. Usually you would start the game with a blue orb. Blue orb is just a very standard, very generic orb where it literally is just blue. It has no special properties. It doesn't make fun graphics. It's just blue. Heck yeah, Eternal Coat. I think Eternal Coat might be the best jacket, or at least one of the best jackets in the game. So that's kind of huge. That's pretty huge, actually. And we are going to Light Wall a lot. The other thing about Light Wall is that because it's actually a spell, if enemies touch it, they can take damage from it. So it blocks you. Oh god, not a gun orb. I'm not going to use that. Gun orb. Ridiculous. So yeah, your orb that you start with is usually a blue orb. Do I want to go down here? I can make usefulness of this. Okay, yeah, I can make this work. I can make this a little bit more efficient. But Iron Orb is one you get much later, and it's pretty good because it's really just a big old hammer. So as you can see here, this map looks the exact same as where we were before, except now the water is clean. The water is clean, it's blue, enemies aren't nearly as violent. We like the past version of the underwater area. It's pretty great. It's pretty awesome. Oh, sometimes we get fruit bats that get stuck in the wall. If you see a fruit bat that's stuck in the wall, just leave it there. It's fine. We don't have to unhinge it. It could just stay there. It's not a problem.
Some things don't need to die.
Some things don't need to die. He was just hanging out, having a good time flying. I am going to go ahead and kill these because, like I said, my damage output and whatnot is not where I want it to be right now. Ooh, I might throw that on, though. I actually am going to throw that on. Because we have high enough defense now that I can go forth and add more damage. Speaking of that, we just got to level up. So I'm going to go through all of here, kind of grab some more of these boxes, see what we get. I don't particularly care about aura up. I do care about health up. Health up is going to be useful because we endorse not dying. All right, we're doing much better now with the triple hit. Hopefully we can get to a point where we're at least, I think I'm not quite in double-digit levels yet. I think we would have just hit it with that last level up, if I saw my screen correctly. All right, did I get everything in here? Not yet. There's one more item in here, and then I'm going to go to the left to purposely trigger a cutscene. And that was a poison trap, so that was a waste of my time and energy. Sensational. Also, there's traps. And you can adjust the likelihood of getting a trap when you're opening a box in Archipelago. So if you don't want to deal with traps, you can legitimately turn that off. And if you like lots of traps because you think it's funny and trolly, which I'm actually that person, unfortunately, you can increase your traps. I think I have this on the default setting right now. I want to go into that shaft. Yeah, I'm going to go into that shaft because I have my gas mask now. I had a moment of not breathing. I have a mask now and I am breathing. And as you can see, I don't have to like formally equip it. It's just on. All right, let's go into the thin air and see what we got. Oh, look, all that oxygen. Absolutely sensational. Delicioso even. Yeah, my familiar doesn't need a shield. We're fine. We're gamers here. I'm gonna save. So I think we're gonna have a boss up here. Yes. So this is typically Lanais, thank you. This is typically one of my least liked bosses in the game. Oh, never mind, it's the Maw. I'm ridiculous. So this is one of the mandatory bosses that you have to kill in order to get through the main game, which is the Maw of Asmodeus. The way that the Maw works, oh, it's Mechanical Kitty though. Oh, he didn't do laser. Mechanical Kitty is actually the first real boss of the game, and he is misplaced. And I'll go ahead and do some stuff here to try and force him into his position so he's not going to do weird stuff. So this counts still as the Maw of Asmodeus, and the Maw is important because the Maw is what allows travel between the main cities of the game, which is, chat, forgive me for mispronouncing these, Latium, and it's something that starts with a V, and I can't remember it because I'm too busy focusing on the kitty. Too busy focusing on kitty. Oh, that's what I want. You gonna do it 10? Nope, you're gonna do it once. That's fine. And so, because this allows travel between the two areas, by killing this boss, you destroy the portal that allows travel. And there's two things that are very important about this. One, it means that the invasion that leads to the impending war 1,000 years later can't happen. 2, it also means that people who wanted to use that for travel back and forth can no longer use it. So if you're in Lockium when that happens, congratulations, that's where you're stuck at. I went ahead and just opened that because that's technically a shortcut. And now we're going to go ahead and take the long way up, provided I know how to jump. I'm going to kill some archers on the way up because there is a box in here. And so I'm interested in that because I want to see what the box is. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go up. You suck at your job. You suck at your job. And this is the box I want. And it is a jewelry box. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. So before you've seen I've been using just the iron orbs. With the jewelry box, I can actually set up 3 different loadouts. And so what I'm going to do, I want the Star of Lockium, is I'm going to set up, I have an Empire Orb, I'm going to use that. I'm going to set up 3 different loadouts. My spell and my ring, I'm going to keep the same because Light Wall I'll use for traversal until I get my double jump or I'll just go ahead and head down. I'm going to use that until I get my double jump or until I get my Celestial Sash. The Celestial Slash will allow me to do dashes straight up, and then double jump is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a double jump. It's literally a double jump. So now we are going to go here because all the left side of the pass is finished, if I recall correctly. There's 1 box there. I'm not particularly worried about it. If I need to get it, I'll go get it. And we are now going to head to the left, and this is the castle area. So I'm going to keep on going through all these little guys. I'm trying to think what I've covered in Archipelago stuff so far. Your orbs can be randomized, bosses can be randomized. I have it set up to where bosses are randomized, but they scale. So what that means in a nutshell is they can appear in the wrong locations, but they are not going to appear in the wrong locations with their base health. You can set it up to where they appear with their base health, but that means that the first boss of the game would have been the final boss, and it would have had the actual final boss health. And at a level 1 Iron Orb, I love my Iron Orb. It's great. We would have been here for a while. It would have sucked a little bit. And along with the base health, it also means that their base damage is there. So I probably would have been smoothly 2-shotted. We're going to do... I fell. Hang on a second. I have to fix my stuff. Okay, we're good. We can start from here. So you can turn on random bosses. You can scale them or not scale them. Not scaling them is for the brave because of things that we saw in my run already. I like to scale them because it just feels a little bit better and a little bit more cozy. You can change up your chances of getting trap boxes. It'll only ever impact boxes of items and stuff that you will just use as a consumable. Can I make that? Yes, I can. Oh my God, are you serious? All right, we have to go back. Oh, he's jacked up now. I have to reset him. Yep, I know. You're running. You're scared. Did his homie hit him with a thing? But yeah, you can change those up for your poison traps and your general traps throughout the game. It'll only impact consumable items. It's never, ever going to replace something where it's like, oh, you thought that you were going to get your Timespinner spindle there? Well, just kidding. It's bees. And bees are actually a trap that can happen. You can legitimately proc a trap with bees. It's pretty awful. Dope, we leveled up. What level am I? I'm 15. Oh, we're doing great on leveling. We're doing sensational on leveling.
I find the whole multi-world stuff just fascinating. And also, it's interesting to hear that bees so bees are probably a natural part of this game though, right?
Yes, they are. So
like, I know that for example, when you're playing Minecraft multi-world, if somebody sends you an item, they could just accidentally send you bees.
Yes, they can.
Instead of something legitimately helpful.
That actually happened to us a couple of times during the holiday party where I would open a box and it would send a trap to Amber and it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And Amber's just like, it's fine. It's like, is it? Is it? No. Oh, wow. He's a dweeb. I forgot I have on triple hits, so I don't have to really worry about him like that. All right, let's go this way. So another reason I like the Iron Orb is because, hey, double jump. Let's get into it. Another reason I like Iron Orb is because in the past, a lot of stuff is actually weak to Iron Orb. And so that's very, very helpful, coincidentally. I am also happy that the orbs I have right now are all orbs that have like pretty recurring weaknesses. So Blade Orb, Empire Orb, and Iron Orb all put in some pretty decent work if you know how to use them. There's a couple of enemies in the game that are also weak against things like the Fire Orb, but I'd rather have these three because, as you can see, like, it's already putting out some pretty good damage overall. And in terms of my survivability, I'm in fantastic shape. And I have my double jump now, which is sensational. We love that for us. Those pedestals, fun fact, there's an achievement for clearing a pedestal without breaking it. And the way that you do that is you stop time and you try to get the pedestal to line up perfectly so that you can grab the item and not have to touch the pedestal. Because you see that there's those spinning kind of circular pieces around it. Those can spin in such a fashion that they will line up perfectly. Are you done in here? No, you're not done in here. Guess I have to kill some more of these men. And you can just grab it, stop time, walk away, and it'll keep standing there and spinning as though the item is in it. It's honestly really cool, in my opinion. Oh, I'm ridiculous. That's on the other side. I'm ridiculous. All right. Well, I guess we'll kill these men again. It's really just an excuse to bully them and get XP.
Pocket XP.
Listen, I need XP to be big and strong so I can beat the game. And the triple orbs are...
You're definitely smacking things down a lot faster now. It seems like you had a damage spike in the last, like, 10 minutes or so.
So I had the, I have on the Star Lakium, which is an additional swing. So you can see I have 3 orbs around me instead of 2 now. And then as you're leveling, it'll increase your stats like normal, you know, typical RPG things. And that's kind of why I want to go boost the XP. Ooh, health up, let's go. That's kind of why I want to boost the XP, is because the higher the levels, the more damage. So these are the same.
These birds have chest plates.
Yes, these chickens have chest plates. They're the same as the previous chickens. They have chest plates now. Chaos roses are really nice for when you have the chaos status, which will get rid of your sand. But because I am speedrunning, I am barely going to touch the sand, with the exception of if I just don't feel like dealing with enemies. But because all these dweebs are going down quickly, we are definitely going to deal with these enemies. I think this is like one of the few times I'll kill these dudes. They otherwise just annoy me. Let's go this way first. Oh. So we have second best outfit. Let me see if I can do it. Oh my god, I did it on the first attempt. Oh. Oh, wow. That was... I did not expect to actually pull that off. So yeah, that's what the perfect lineup looks like. And usually those are orbs, and you can just grab it. Surprise! I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting to get that on the first try. I feel like... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep beating up stuff now. And just keep going through the castle. Purposely beating up all these men because, you know, again, XP is useful. If you see tiny level ups on the screen, that is a level up from my familiar. Your familiars level up by going up and smacking people and also helping you in whatever ways they're supposed to help you. Oh, I want the Empire Orbs here. Empire Orbs are great because it's literally just hands the orb. Oh, that's another gear. So we have 2 gears, a spindle, and a wheel. We actually have 1 gear left, and we will be in go mode. But I am nowhere near ready to go into go mode. Like, not even a little bit. So we're gonna go do some more stuff. Because I would like to have my vertical ups, and I would like to also be a little bit beefier. All right, keep on checking out over here. There's not really a lot to say about the castle. These are just peasants of the past. You're kind of bullying them.
We're back. Sorry, we were clocking in some serious technical difficulties, but we're through it. We're out on the other side, and PT is back to bring you some fast time spinner. Take it away.
Sorry about that. So before we ran away, I was complaining about how this is my least liked boss in the game. But because I have an item called the Pendulum, it's not going to be that bad because this prevents poison. And the main reason I hate this boss is because he poisons the bejesus out of me. Because those little guys that fall down will poison you. And I'm going to try and hang out in this particular spot right here, which is going to make him upsetty. But that's okay. And now we're going to try and hang out here as much as we can. And I don't mind if I get hit there because I have plenty of health. And then the triple hits are going to help. All right, he's out of here. He is like, I absolutely can't stand that boss. So that guy that we fought earlier, I called them the Succubus Twins. This is actually called the Golden Idol. This is a second mandatory boss that you need in order to continue the game. So we've got rid of the Maw of Asmodeus, and we've got rid of the Golden Idol. And both of those are mandatory. The last mandatory boss is actually the queen that's in charge of this joint. There's a lot going on with that. It has to do with lesbians and losing the love of her life and all that jazz. And so she's like literally just sitting in her, God blessed bees. Okay. Refocus. I wasn't ready for bees.
Always bees.
I wasn't ready for bees. I'm fine. I'm fine.
At least they're not big bees.
I mean, is that a pro or a con? Like, consider. Big Bees did a great job yesterday.
He is the harbinger of hype.
It's true. It's very, very true. If Bees is on your couch, you're going to have a good time. So this is where you would need the Plasma Orb. This is the only door in the game that requires an orb in order to open it. And because we have not beat up Miss Queen, we do not have it. But also, we're in a randomizer, so who in the world knows where the Plasma Orb is? It could be literally anywhere. I'm going to do a quick spot check, and now we're going into the third segment, which is the Royal Towers. The Royal Towers is going to have a lot of ugly stuff, like a lot of ugly birds, big birds, all types of stuff. I really don't care about them because fighting them annoys me. Again, if you had the Oculus Ring, you'd be able to see this, but I just know that that's there. I think the Captain's Cap is... Oh, it's better. We are going to... Is it really better than that? Oh, it is. I'm thinking of the Eternal Crown. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So once again, we're just going to go through and try and clear out as much as we can. Lots and lots of saving, especially since my internet decided that it hates having fun. So we're just going to keep going through and seeing if we can grab any of these boxes. This is obviously going to be kind of weird looking because we just kind of appear on a balcony. I want this box. What are you doing? We do love high potions in case I decide to be a scrub. This man is casting ice magic. I literally don't care about his existence. Could not care about it. Like, he's there. He takes forever to cast. I'm just here to beat up people. And that is my vertical jumps. So we officially have all movement tech. We have one item left. And then we are in go mode. What level am I? Oh, we might actually almost be in go mode. If I can get to like a solid 21 before I get there, it's go time. And we are 1 hour in, so we're doing great. We're actually doing fantastic.
It's been a wonderful seed.
I was about to say, this has been a fantastic seed. If you do a randomizer, do not ever expect it to be this kind. This is a rarity. This is not supposed to happen. Oh yeah, the crow is in both time zones. He has reasons for that. No, I don't remember them, and no, I don't care to indulge them. He's just in both time zones, and he does give you mess for it. You can actually skip those birds because you can do time. You can do a time pause and just jump over them. But because I need just a touch more kind of XP to get ready, I'm going to go ahead and start smacking up some of these bigger dudes because there'll be a better payout. Linnaeus, please. All right, so that's fine. High ethers are useful for magic. I think that's the first time I've ever actually done that consistently, and I feel kind of swag about it. I'm not going to front. I'm going to gloat for a second. Oh, I got an Eternal Crown. That's exactly what I wanted. And now we are going to go downstairs. For anyone who's ran the randomizer, they lovingly call that, for everyone who cares about stuff of this nature, we call that the struggle juggle. That is the struggle juggle. The reason it is the struggle juggle is because if you make it to that room and you have to go there without your vertical jumps, then what you have to do in order to get to that chest that's at the very top is you have to freeze time with this homie and then jump on his head and time your double jumps off of his head so that he hopefully, ideally, maybe, not guaranteed, moves up. Yo, that's gross. That's gross. Get away from me. That's nasty. Oh! Yeah, so this is actually the person you're going after in the entire game. He's the person who is responsible for the invasion at the very beginning. And because if you've never played it, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to say why he's important to you specifically. Just know that the main important bit is that he has to die. Because, you know, he's a boss and he's doing boss things. He's using the generic blue orbs that I was talking about before. You can see why we don't use those. I forget that he has a backswing. But we're just going to try and keep pumping damage into him. This is actually a little bit earlier than he's supposed to appear, so he might have a little bit less HP than normal. But I do not have the items that he's weak to, unfortunately. So we just are going to... Hey, can you stop it? I need to beat you up. Thank you. Zip zooming all over the place. This is actually where you would fight the queen. Obviously, we didn't do that because we fought a man instead, which is like a day ending in Y for me, if I'm being honest. Galaxy earrings would be nice if we need to beef up our orbs a little bit more, but we're doing pretty okay on damage, so I'm not going to put those on. The Galaxy earrings are to level up your orbs specifically because there's 3 leveling up systems that are in place here at any given time. The first one is your obvious one of you're leveling up your character. The second one is leveling up your familiar. And then the third one is leveling up your actual orbs. Your orbs level up by just using them, and it's per 1 hit, you get 1 XP. So if you have a tendency, we don't use the Radiant Orb, we don't talk about her. So if you have a tendency to use a specific orb, it will show because you will have a mountain of XP in it. If you're playing this casually, in an ideal world, what you would want to do is try to vary up your orbs so you can kind of exploit weaknesses, figure out where things are supposed to go, how things are supposed to be manipulated, all that good stuff. Did I miss one in here? I did. And I think minus 1 room, that is a clear on the past. So you can see it's 96% of the map. We are in fantastic shape. We only have 1 item that's missing. I am going to use a warp shard because I don't feel like running back. And we are going to go ahead and grab that last room that I definitely immediately forgot where it was. I want to go to the one that's upstairs. Please. I want to grab that last room just to see if it might be my last item. I highly doubt that it will be, but you never know until you check. Again, as we learned with yesterday's randomizer, the worst thing you can do is be like, oh, it probably won't be over there. And then with that luck, it will be over there. It'll be over there. So we're just going to go check stuff. Let's see. I think it's down here. And it is a... Oh, it's an appearance thing. Okay. Yeah. We literally don't...
Unnecessary.
Literally unnecessary. But on the plus side...
That should have been a belt made out of watches.
A belt made...
You get it? A waste of time.
I'm never gonna get on comms with you again. I hate it here so much.
I'm just a host, okay? I am not comms. I did not prepare for this. This is all like off cuff.
I hate it here so much. But yeah, so now we are done with the past, which means we have 1 item left, and we're just gonna go into the present and we're gonna beeline it. So because we got rid of those vines with fire, you'll see that those blocking points I was talking about before, you will be able to... I don't think I can go over there technically. I can get close enough. I should have at least activated it, but it's fine. You'll see that there's going to be an area that was blocked that I now will be able to access and get a box. And I'm going to try and just go through those first because I always like to just clear those out and make sure that there's nothing hiding in there that I need. Okay, get out of here. More eel meat? Okay, we only get the 1 eel meat. I only get luck 1 time. We don't get multiple eel meats. I still can't believe that eel meat dropped after how much I was complaining about it. Literally can't. We need to go this way. All right, we're just gonna go over all these nerds. We have all of our movement tech, so we can get around things a little bit easier. A free save is there. We open that box, so now we're gonna go down here and open this box. I don't really care about that. I would if I needed more stuff, but we're going to go back to the present where the map is like borderline empty. And we're going to go do some stuff. So a very subtle change that happens here is because you have altered so much of the past, there is now a little bit of a haze over the present. And that is because you have undone a lot of stuff in the timeline. So by going in and getting rid of the Maw of Asmodeus, you prevented travel from happening in Valette. That's the name of the city, is Valette. Which means that the invasion never goes down. This blocker is gone, so we're going to go ahead and just travel through some stuff, provided I don't get bullied by enemies that are doing 1 damage. There we go. And let's see what we have here. And we are officially in go mode. We are in go mode. So let me check time. Let me do something real fast. I don't want that. 108. What did I say my ETA was? Did I say 145, I think?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we have some time to kind of muck around, look at some scenery, do some other stuff. If possible, I'm going to try and find a ring that gives me the ability to do more damage the lower my health is, and that'll make bosses go a little bit faster, even though we're doing pretty good on the damage front. So I'm not going to buy any more biscuits. My HP is high enough at this stage that I quite literally, there's little to no value in me getting a biscuit because it'll do like the most paltry of paltry healing. Early on, it's really useful because, you know, you have a staggering 120 health or some nonsense. But now I have almost 400 health, so the biscuit is like a flesh wound at this stage. Which, I mean, you can clear those, I guess, but nah. I'd rather have high potions and then a couple other items. I'm not gonna jump. What do I have? Vertical ups. What am I doing? I picked up a tablet earlier, which lets me loot these now. Speaking of health. Also, spaghetti. Spaghetti's a great healing item. Love the spaghetti. Adore the spaghetti. That's not open yet. Hang on a second. I'm praying that I can make Sabira proud of me. No. No. I'm gonna try, team. There's a way to glitch past this door, and I'm gonna try it because I want to feel good about myself. And I'm not getting the inputs at the same time. So basically what you're gonna try to do is you wanna hang up against the door. You wanna try and get it to where you are doing an attack and a jump at the same time. And if you get it right, instead of doing either or, actually I might be doing the wrong thing. Instead of doing either or, Linnaeus will just kind of stand there. And when she stands there, you'll run towards the door and double jump and you'll be able to get over it. And of course I don't have chat open, so I do not know that I'm doing the right combination. I think it's jump and attack at the same time, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And we're gonna go ahead and just do some zooms. We don't need to go through that door, I don't think, because we have everything. Unless my ring is back there, at which point I'll be sad. I'm actually gonna go up here for a second so I can do a quick save before we go over to the main area. So this is gonna get a little scary because of the fact that I am level 20. Because the things that are here in the end area, they hit like trucks. And they've always hit like trucks. Always, always, always have, and even with the best gear, they always will. So the 3 bars are gone. Maw Asmodeus means that travel is no longer available, but people now were trapped. I don't know that I need to go up here, but I'm gonna check anyway. Oh, that's actually on the light wall.
The vertical leap for all vertical leaps.
Oh yeah, vertical leap does work. I love the vertical leap in this game. It just feels good to do. Oh my God, dude, handle your business. He's like going through it. This is helping that I'm getting a little bit of extra health. I'm actually gonna check downstairs too. But yeah, even with the best gear, this area has always beat the brakes off of people. Ideally, you're supposed to be a little bit higher level, have a lot more health, but that is not the case of what's happening. So we're just gonna try and be very, very, very safe where we can. If I can get to something like a smooth 500, I will feel comfortable. I would still like to be able to smack things better. Oh God. But as you can see, I'm hitting things with their weaknesses, and it still is just like, oh yeah, you thought you were going to kill things? That's wild. So anyway, oh, save point. That's wonderful. Please get away from me. As you can see, these guards, they no longer just hit with the hammer. They now have a shockwave behind it. Jerky's pretty okay. It's not awesome, but it's still better than the alternative of nothing. Please die. What else do we have? Oh, there's a lot of people here. More max health. Let's go. All right, we're getting closer to that 500 gold that I want. Let's check out over here. I have this key card. There's the generic blue orb that you're supposed to start with. The eye orb, we don't talk about that. The eye orb is very interesting, we'll say. Let's see what we got here. What's on this side? It's a ring. Squelch attacks is also increased. No, I don't want one that does that. I want the one that does low health, gives me more damage. Bleak ring is I can make it work, but it requires me to get good and, you know, not actually take damage. Versus the one that I want to take damage so that I can do more and then just kind of put out more damage as a result. I don't want a familiar. I want my ring. Give me my ring. I don't want the familiars! God, it's giving me agony. Okay. Want my ring. I just want a ring. I just want a ring. Oh, so now we are in the lab area. Something I want to highlight for everyone. If you look at the maps, oh, we're not going to talk about that. You'll see that the maps actually aren't much different. So they tear down the library from the, I'm sorry, they put up the library in the present, and then all of this becomes a lab and like the royal quarters in the present. Whereas in the past, they're like, what's a library? And you don't have that. But for the most part, all the things that are here on the maps are almost one-to-one. And you get to see how they transform over time as a direct result of 1,000 years of tyranny and nonsense, because, you know, everyone loves a little bit of tyranny. Oh, that's a bar. I don't need that. That is, however, extremely helpful. But yeah, the vertical jump is actually some of my favorite movement I've seen in a game period. It just feels good. It looks good. And it just feels like the best thing. Also, there's a new area up here. Okay, there's nothing there. What's here? I don't particularly care about that. I don't really need light wall anymore, but I have no reason to take it off for a second. That actually is logic that I just saw there. I don't want to do that just yet because I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything else that I need. Oh yeah, you got squished, you're fine. What's down here? Nothing of value, question mark. I definitely don't need that hat. All right, we're gonna go back up. I'm desperately looking for my ring because I want to be able to do like some good damage on the bosses.
This seed has been really nice to us though, so I had to get you back somehow.
I know. Now I'm just being greedy if I'm being real. All right, we'll go ahead and open this up. So you'll see that the door behind me immediately closes. It forces you to go out this way. As a heads up, we are going to have like little predator friends that are now open on the floor. We are not doing the A gate because, again, the A gate is down atrocious. I can't stand the A gates because homies with lasers are terrible. So here's our face hugger friends. They're trying their best. They just got freed. They're not sure what's going on anymore. But it is what it is. They're just some heckin' dang guys doing some stuff. There's a laser that was here that I'm going to go ahead and go in here now. I don't care about sand. This is technically what you need for movement. That's more. God, that's more sand. So yeah, as you can see there, that I am wearing some of the best armor in the game, and I still took 44 damage. So you really, really, really need to stack some levels and get some max HPs to make this work. Come on.
They just want a little kiss. Why'd you go so fast?
I don't want to kiss them. I don't like kissing them. It makes me sad. I might actually kill this boss. Yeah, I'm gonna kill this boss. Who's in here? Oh God. This is a dweeb. Okay. So this is earlier than he's supposed to appear. I have his weakness. So this is gonna be very silly. Because he's weak to hands. Hey, give me something good. That is not what we call good. More hands. And he's getting triple hit hands too. Yeah, get this dweeb out of here. Give me something good. I want my ring. I want my ring. Oh, yeah. So technically, this is the end of the game. So at this juncture of the game, this is where your familiar, which is not the guy that I have on right now, would tell you about how, hey, you know how you've been messing with time really bad? Yeah, everything is super jacked up. And if you keep messing with time, things are going to get worse. Worse insofar that someone's going to step in and say, we're going to stop you right there. I am actively going into this area to see if I can get either some more health ups or my ring that I want. One or the other is ideal. I definitely don't want to deal with these men. Well, now I have chaos, but I'm not using it, so it's fine. And he hits like a truck. Oh, I didn't like that at all. Can I go back to someone who has like weaknesses? Thank you. That's much better. If I can get a little bit more health or that ring, then I'm going to immediately turn around and get out of here. A pyro ring's not the worst thing, but I don't necessarily need it. A level up isn't the worst thing, but I, again, don't necessarily need it. What's in here? All right, they die pretty quickly. So we'll use them for, hey, I love cake. Both in real life and in game. That's fantastic. That makes me really happy. Let's check these rooms down here. Let's check these. What is this? A max health. We take those. We're almost at 500. I don't particularly like dealing with y'all. We're gonna go up here. Oh, I missed him by the skin of my teeth. I don't have a lot of sand, so I can't really do a lot of dodging the way I want. Okay, so this here... Huh? I don't know if I actually want to put that on. Is the Empress robe better? It is not better. The Eternal stuff I think is the best in the game. So we're at 120. I'm going to go ahead and hold my L. We're going to head out of here. We're going to head out of here because I don't want to be that person that goes over. All right, so I want to go to, this is unfortunately the closest one. All right, let's go in here. Let's go back in here. We're going to do some ups. Oh, God. It's Space Hugger friends. No hugs. Only escapes. And I did this. Oh, no. This is another boss. Hey, do you have my stuff? What is happening here?
This boss is very fleshy.
Yes, he has fleshy bits. It's true. But now he doesn't have fleshy bits.
He hurts.
He's dead now. It's fine. And I got a high potion out of it, so I'm not going to complain. I could complain, but I'm going to choose not to. And plus, look, my face is fixed. Nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. I don't know why you were worried. Let's see. So yeah, we've turned off all the power. All right. Alex. Oh, I do have to go around. That's gross. That's actually kind of gross. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can get back to the room I need. There's no way to get there easily. All right. Well, now we're going to run around for a little bit and watch me be lost because I'm bad at memorizing maps. And then we're going to go do the final bosses of the game. So this is going to get really interesting because we know some of the bosses that we've already cleared. And now we're at that fine point of trying to recognize and see who's left that can possibly come in and make this into nightmare fuel. Who is left that can come in and make this into nightmare fuel? So we've killed a couple of emperors, so we don't have to worry about them. We've killed Sandman. There's my key card I was trying to skip. That's funny. Oh, there's my hidden passageways in case you don't remember any of the hidden walls I destroyed. You know, just normal things. Oh my God, I got hugged. Gross. Gross. All right, I wanted to get this because sometimes you can grab that and it makes the game kind of glitchy. So now we have a decision because this is the final time spinner. Normally, this would give you one of two endings, or I'm sorry, this would give you a specific ending of the game because your familiar would explain to you how, oh, I'm not fighting you, girl, get out of my face. Your familiar would explain to you how you have screwed up too much of the timeline because by closing off travel between Villette and Lakiem, by causing the queen to not pursue her ambitions of wanting to start a war, and by getting rid of the golden idol that helps support her, the timeline is completely scuffed. And your familiar is doing their best to explain, you know, if you're smart, you wouldn't go further. Problem is, we're not smart. So this actually does tell me who I'm going to fight, which is the Sandman. I am going to make a slight change right quick because I know that he is weak to fire, but I'm going to use my iron orbs for the fight.
You have Flint Marco in this game?
Listen, I got to beat this man up. So this is the Sandman. So as I said, he's weak to fire. So even though I'm using my iron orb, I am going to have the fire on just to get that additional dot, which will help us with putting out some damage so that he can get put down faster. My fairy's putting in some good work by doing some quick heals on me. I do lose my third orb as a result, but I do like the constant running damage, so it works out in the end. All right, so we're done with phase one. We are now on to phase two. Weaknesses don't change. And so now what he's gonna do is he's gonna have a bunch of spinny wheels like these. He always does them twice. He kind of travels around. He's also going to have pillars that he'll drop, which I will typically just do this to get away from, or sometimes just hit by him because I'm scrubby. And then he also likes to hang out by the wall and then zoom into you. That's usually pretty helpful because it lets you get a couple of free hits in, but you still just have to be careful because, again, I'm pretty low level. And even though I have a ton of health, I do not have the greatest defense. All right, there we go. Ow, I still got hit by that one. Rude. Another thing that you can add in is when you beat bosses, you will automatically heal. But as you can see here, we have problems. I cannot skip this cutscene because it really wants to emphasize that you have completely scuffed the timeline. I will get a free health refill before I go into the next area, so I'm not worried about my health, which means all of my healing items can be reserved for the final fights of the game. Now, there is an area behind us. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like the Temporal Gyre. I think it's the Temporal Gyre. None of us do that. None of us do that. Because if you're in go mode, there's no reason to. So at 492 health, I'm pretty swanky. I am going to probably damage boost my way through this entire area. Because I hate fighting all of these men. And then something very important about them is that they are immune to your ability to stop time. So even though you stop the time, they will still just kind of mosey towards you and are like, yeah, that's super cool. So anyway, as you can see, these guys are doing 44 damage every single time. I have enough that I can get through all of them. And then in some cases, I can also sneak under them. And which is why I'm not going to be particularly worried about my health in this instance. If I was skating around 400, it gets very, very sketchy. There has been a couple of times that I've ran through here. When I get to the bottom area, I have red health. It gets that way sometimes. So this is the final warp of the game. If you want to go back to do anything, even though you're in the Sandman area, oh, I'm in red health right now. Even though I'm in the Sandman area, it does still give you the opportunity to go back and do any side quests that you've forgotten, explore any areas that you haven't done yet, and so on and so forth. This is the final save of the game, so that means that we are now getting ready for the actual final bosses. It's going to be a two-phase fight. Normally, you would fight the Sandman that I just did, along with the weird kind of skeletal-looking dude that I did only a smooth hour and a half ago. But those are gone, so now we have to kind of just anticipate what in the world we're going to walk into. And there's a good handful of stuff that's still available, so we're going to walk in and see what we get. All right, so this is the creepy eyeball thing I was talking about earlier. This is actually your second boss of the game, in honesty. Luckily, he also has a weakness to fire. I'm going to try and avoid those missiles because they kind of hurt like youch. These aren't so bad because I can just time warp through that. If you position yourself right, he will usually stay right outside of your range and then allow you to get some free hits. And with the orbs of iron, that's pretty nice. He is not in that. Oh, he's in that range. So he also has a dash into things. I'm going to try and use that for some free real estate. I'm going to keep trying to avoid those missiles because, again, you saw me get hit by a couple of them. They kind of are not great. All right, he's going to do the dash again. Love that dot's doing some work. Oh my God, he's really into missiles today. Things are going pretty smooth so far. This is a great position because he can't get to me. He's going to dash again. He should be coming around on dead here in a moment, even though he's scaled up. Hopefully I don't accidentally yeet myself in the process. Yo, you're close, bro. There we go. I'm going to get a health refill, and now we're on the final fight of the game. Okay, so...
Good fight?
I'll say, that was actually a pretty solid fight. I'm level 26, so I'm in pretty decent shape. We're going to turn off Light Wall. I do not have the actual orb level up that I need, but I'm still going to put on the Plasma Geyser because that technically counts as lightning. This boss is weak against lightning. I'm going to use my orbs to the best of my capabilities. I am also going to put on my Star of Lachium again, which I think is right here. And we're going to pray for the best. Time is going to be when we get the white flash on the screen and the bird is going to scream. Not that scream. That one doesn't count. So this is actually one of your early bosses in the game again. And this is actually one of your first bosses in the past in specific. I think this is where I wound up fighting Genza before. So
I almost wish the eyeball was the final boss, because then, you know, we could have said that he had seen enough.
You know what? This is why we don't have nice things. It's because you say stuff like this. Oh, God.
I had to have at least one more in there.
Did you?
Yes.
All right, so now we're on the next phase. Next phase has pokey things, which definitely don't look familiar from a moment ago. You can always tell when she's in it versus out of it because her eyes are going to lose the pupil. So as you can see, they're now back to pink. Every time she does that, I'm going to try and throw my plasma orb at her just so I can keep the damage up. And pray that I also face the right direction because Lord knows I love to face the wrong direction. We should be coming up on time here in a moment, I think.
Y'all better get those claps and GGs loaded up. This has been a fantastic randomizer. Timespinner by PleasantlyTwstd.
Oh, you're so close to dead. You want to die. You want to die. You want to die. Oh, God. That hurts like hell. Oh, my God. Those are actually painful. And it's time.
GG.
So at the end, it'll always say, do you want to release your item checks? If you're in a multi-world, please release your item checks. Because if you're holding other people's items hostage, they would like those. And so you get to the end of the game. And the one thing that I will spoil for everyone, because I think it's a super cool cutscene to look at, is you discover by defeating the actual Sandman and saying, no, you are not God here. Your familiar explains to you and says, well, you know, we can't operate without a God. So have you considered applying for the role of God? And that's how you end the game. You literally start out by saying, you ruined my birthday. You end it by saying, so I became God. Imagine that kind of flex. You ruined...
Imagine what Timespinner 2 is going to be.
Right. You ruined my birthday, so I became God is a wild flex. So yes, that is the Timespinner randomizer. What was my final time, if you don't mind?
Looking like 125.46.
Sensational. So still like a little bit faster than I want it to go, just because like I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of time for the marathon and all those things. But If you are interested in a randomizer, I strongly recommend this one. It is a very cozy randomizer to jump into. Timespinner as a game is a very cozy Metroidvania. If you're unsure if you like the genre, I strongly recommend that you start here. It touches on all those aspects of building out your map, doing your side quests to kind of get other items and special cookies going, and then kind of building out your gear and really understanding what gear works better against what enemies. And then, of course, you have a really dope story. I mentioned that it's extremely gay of a game because, as I mentioned before, your main character is bisexual. A lot of the people in the past, there's actually your vendor is transsexual. Transgender. I said wrong words. Apologies there. Please don't come from my throat. Your vendor is transgender. The guy that you saved from the angry chicken is gay. There's a poly relationship. There's a pan relationship. There's a ton of really good queer representation in this game. So again, if you need to really feel queer while you're playing a Metroidvania, pick this up. Do your side quest. I'm going to do some shout outs, I suppose. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm glad you've been enjoying UBAF. As Mello mentioned, this is the first year that it's been 4 days. So we're hoping that we can keep that momentum alive for Juneteenth of 2024 and UBAFs to come. I know some of you have asked questions about, hey, are you going to do other things for this event? And the answer is yes. However, because we are just trying to work out the kinks, bells and whistles to figure out what other things we do want to do the event. As always, if you know Black speedrunners or Black challenge runners or Black randomizers that you think would have a good time in this, send them our direction. We are always wanting more new people. Please bring us more Black runs. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love to see it. This year was super fun because we've had bingo, randomizers, races, and all types of fun stuff. And I think you even had a world record during the event, if I recall correctly. I think someone capped world record on something. I can't remember what. I'll have to go back and check my videos and all that. But thank you to all of my runners. Thank you to my fantastic host. Thank you to Tech for dealing with me being the person who dropped the internet during their run. We were doing so well, and I had to be the one who had the internet burp. And thank you to the wine cellar. I did not look at chat this entire time, but I know some of you probably pulled up and cheered me on. It's really appreciated. As you can see, I don't sound like I smoke a pack of cigarettes anymore. Friday, last stream that I did, I was super sick. I am fine now, so we'll be back this Wednesday and Friday as anticipated for more Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I think that covers everything. And look out for Timespinner 2. Fantastic game. Looking forward to what they do in the second game. But until then, we are going to stop talking and filling time and get ready for our next run. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, PT. Give it up once more for Pleasantly Twisted. Make sure you give them a follow on all their platforms, especially Twitch. The Wine Cellar is a very fun place to hang out, have a good time. We have so much more coming up today. Before we move on, I do want to give a quick announcement. Let's see, we have something to choose from because Mello is always prepared. We have, oh, that's right, PAX East. So at PAX East, I tabbed away. What a professional he's doing. What a professional job he's doing today. PAX East is running through February 29th. Sorry, we're accepting submissions from now until February 29th. It is from March 21st to the 24th. And if you're a runner, you're going to be provided a badge. Make sure to submit your runs over at paxeast.gamesdonequick.com. Like I said, we also have a ton of fun stuff coming up. Soon we have Sonic Block, 2 games back to back that are going to be very, very fast and spinny. Make sure you get those GDQ spin balls ready. But until then, we're going to take a short break. So make sure that you are hydrated, you stretch, you grab a little snacky, but don't go anywhere because Unapologetically Black and Fast 2024 will be right back after this.